Hi, this is Trey Pastor. I want to talk about the Clayface movie that's coming out in September. Oh, no, it's not September, excuse me, October 23rd, I believe. And let me just say, if you look on my channel or I'll link it, you can see my reaction to that trailer. Is one of those most haunting things ever that I witnessed. It's just horrific to watch that. And the thing that I know, they're going to change his origin because I know there's been several different versions of Clayface, and I have the Batman animated show. I watched that as a kid, and I have the four volumes over there. Uh, and it makes me want to go back and watch it again. But I have the four volumes of the Batman the animated show on DVD. Just a fantastic show, and there were two-part Clayface stories. And I remember the one with Matt Hagen. I think he was in a car accident, and then he got addicted to the cream and all that stuff. And I think Daggett was the gangster who made him do stuff, and then he morphed into that. And there was just a really good two-part episode. Okay, like that. I love that one. I love the one with Two Face. That one was haunting too. But this trailer just really, really haunts me. And the actor, I like what I've seen of the actor so far. But that shot of him lying in the hospital bed, and you just see really the one bloodshot eye, and the other eye you can't really see because it's kind of covered with bandage. His whole face is, and they like slowly pan in, and you see his face, and it's really haunting to watch. It's like it gives you like this feeling of, oh my God, uh, oh, it just chills me to the bone watching it. And people are been speculating about how he becomes Clayface and why, because there's a brief clip, when they're doing like they give me flashes when he's in bed, and they give me flashes of his life, him in a premiere, him just turning around and stuff. And then they have that one shot of him, which is kind of haunting. Really, it's real quick, but you see enough of it where he's pinned down on the bed. They're holding his arms, and you see a butthead. I think this guy is a gangster in the movie. I forgot the character's name, but you see he has like basically like I guess a scalpel, and he's cutting his face, and you basically of course you're gonna hear him scream. I know that scene is probably gonna be haunting to watch, but I'm looking forward to it actually in a weird way. And people are speculating maybe he borrowed money from the mob to become famous. To go on maybe take headshots and all that other stuff. But I don't think it's that simple. I think, and this is my speculation on it, or maybe they see that he's an upcoming star, and they said, they want to get in. They know he's going to be making millions when he's going to become a big star and get big projects. They want to get in, and maybe he politely turns them down. Maybe they offer to be his agent, and he turns them down, and they turn on him. Although that may be a possibility, I still think I think it may have something to do with with the girl that's in the movie. I don't know who the actress's name, but you see a scene of her. I think it's a clip of her walking down the steps with the bald-headed mobster guy, like she's his girlfriend or something, or maybe wife. And there's another quick shot of her like screaming, like looking down at something and screaming. So I don't know what that's in relation to, but could it be that maybe Matt Hagen slept with this girl who he didn't? I mean, he didn't know. Maybe that he didn't know that she was married to a mobster, and he slept with her and stuff. And then maybe, she, maybe the mobster's really jealous and decides to, I'm gonna fix this guy for sleeping with my girl. I'm gonna carve his face up, okay? And which I think is even more chilling if it's something like that. And so that's my theory about it. That maybe because people were speculating that maybe he owes them money or something, or they want to be his agents or something. He turns them down or something, and then they say, we're going to butcher your face. No, I think, especially carving his face up like that, I think that's something personal. Okay, I think that's just something really personal, because if it's like a business thing, the mob can just literally threaten him, okay, with violence, not carve up his face, because that how else is they going to make money if they carve his face up? If they want to get a piece of his action, like I say, being in movies and stuff, he won't be in movies if you carve his face up. Okay, to me that never makes no sense, because if you carve his face up, he's not going to be in movie. He won't be getting. But if he did something, like if he unknowingly, like I said, he's a rising star, and maybe he's at a premiere, and maybe this girl goes to the premiere with her girlfriend or something, and she kind of hits on him, and he picks her up and stuff, and sleeps with her, and then later, you know, maybe he has to go to set and stuff and leaves her behind, and then she gets mad, or maybe the mobster guy is extremely jealous of anybody that talks to his girl, and maybe he even sends somebody to trail her when she goes to the mirror, and he reports back that this guy slept with her. Okay, that could be a reason why, especially a mobster that's really insanely jealous, for carving somebody up. Okay, that could be a reason. He said, "I'm gonna." You like he's doing it for twofold, to get back at the guy that slept with his girl, and to get back at his girl, to let her know that, listen, this guy that you supposedly so crazy about, I'm carving his face up. He's never going to be as handsome as he was before. You're never going to love him again, because he's going to be disfigured. I'm going to disfigure him. See, which I think is, and I think that could be a reason for it. I don't, for some reason I think it's personal that they're carving him up. I don't think it's because, although I guess it could be because he owes them money and stuff, but I think it's personal. I think, again, I think maybe that girl, the mobster's girl, I think it's maybe, again, like I said, she's a big fan of this, this upcoming actor, and she maybe goes to the premiere, and he sleeps with her, not knowing who her boyfriend or her husband is, and then the mobster finds out, and he wants revenge for his girl cheating on him, and he really, really, wants, and he decides to carve his face up, which I think is going to, again, that scene is going to be horrific to watch. Him getting his face carved up like that. That just, even though they just showed a brief clip of it, that was just, again, that really, you could tell people jumped at that scene where he just, you see him, because he's restrained. That's the part that, because he's he's restrained, and the guy has the scalpel, and he's like, and it's just, that's just something horrific, because being restrained and helpless, and you can't do anything, and you get your face carved up, and then that first image you see of him lying in the bed, and you just see that one eye, and they slowly pan into it. It just looks like he's been through a trauma that will haunt him. That's why whatever revenge he gets in this movie, I'll be cheering him on. Okay, and I know it's going to be a tragedy, because once he his face gets carved up and stuff, and he's going to meet that female scientist, and she's going to want to experiment on him and stuff, and then at the same time, I think, because you see that one scene of them holding hands and stuff. And I know she's supposed to be engaged to a cop, and we don't know if she's, we know he's probably going to develop feelings for her and stuff, because he's going to be the most vulnerable with her, because she's going to see how he looks and stuff, and then she injects him with that stuff cream, but then I think that cream is going to slowly mutate him, where he's not going to have control all the time, or maybe it just mutates him into the Clayface that we know and love, know and love, but the Clayface that everybody knows. And then maybe, again, you don't know if she's going to turn on her, or maybe she figures out, after a couple of people turn up dead, that he's killed to get revenge, like the mobsters. He's killed a bunch of them. That she's going to figure it out, and then maybe tell her cop boyfriend and stuff. And then he's going to feel that betrayal too. And then of course he's going to descend into full villainy. And like I said, that shot of him in the bathtub, and just then he just makes his face blank. It just. And there's another shot of him taking off his glasses, and it looks like his eye, the one side of his eye is like coming down, and then there's a quick scene of him like trying to open up his mouth, and it seems like his mouth is like melting and stuff. But I think eventually he's going to get control of it. I think as much control of it that he can, and I think there'll be moments where he has to be kind of like, for lack of a better term, in a mud pile part of the time. And then he has to take the injections so he can form himself, and I think that probably will last, not maybe even 24 hours or something. It won't last forever, and I think that's going to be the tragedy of it. He's looking for something to restore himself, because he was almost famous, and I think that's what's going to really be the tragedy of it, because he's going to probably make this comeback from being attacked, and he's just going to say he had the greatest plastic surgeons or whatever, and maybe he even becomes more famous and stuff. And then at the same time, he's becoming more psychotic, because he wants revenge for these mobsters carving his face up. And it's going to be really one of those tragedies and stuff and I'm looking forward to this movie. I'm glad they made it a horror movie. And again, like I said, James Gunn, I trust his instincts, and it looked like Mike Flanagan did a great job writing this story, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to be hard to watch too. Again, that especially that those two images haunt me of him laying in the hospital bed and zooming in, and then that this the other image of him being restrained and getting his face. Oh, that's just horrific. Uh, but again, that's just my theory about maybe why the mobster guy is doing that to him. I think he's doing it. It's personal. I think it's personal. I don't think it's because of money. Because again, I think why would you? His face is his moneymaker. Why would you do that if you know he owes you money? You want him to make movies so he can make money, and then you can blackmail him to give you money. Okay, to make you more money by threatening that we'll break your arm or whatever else, but we ain't gonna carve your face up because that's how you're gonna become famous because everybody knows who you are and stuff, and they like the look. But if you slept with his girl, okay, or his girl's a floozy and she slept with him and didn't tell him, uh, he's gonna want revenge. Okay, because especially if when Mobster's that's extremely jealous, that could be a definite reason why he's gonna carve this guy's face up because he said nobody cheats with my girl or my girl wants to cheat on me or whatever, and he wants to carve his face. He wants to make an example out of this, and especially to him and also to his girl to let the girl know that if you ever cheat on me again, we'll see what I did to him. I'll do that to you. I can see that being kind of a motivation for this lobster guy. So, excuse me. I'm sorry, but excuse me. So anyway, let me know what you think of my theory of why he's getting Matt Hagen's getting his face carved up. And again, I'm not one of those people that necessarily wants Batman to be in the movie, but I think it would be nice because it is in Gotham, okay? And I know this takes place prior to Creature Commandos. I think that's what James Gunn said. That takes place prior. I think this is the only movie that's out of sequence in terms of Superman movie. But I think Batman may be Batman. Sorry, that's Siri. So Batman may be Batman at this moment. Okay, so hopefully, I know, and people. Just again, James Gunn, just make the Batman movie, Batman Brave and the Bold already. Go to cast him and start making the movie. That's the thing that's the thing that's pissing me off. Okay, stop delaying putting off the Batman. Okay, it should not be that hard to write the script for the Batman movie, Brave and the Bold. Okay, get somebody on top of that and get that out because I want to see Batman in live action and I want to see him interacting with Superman and maybe possibly Wonder Woman if she's in Superman Man of Tomorrow. So. Get on that, James. Okay, but anyway, let me know what you think of my theory about Clayface and why he's getting his face carved up. I know it's going to be different from the TV show and the books, and I know there's different versions of Clayface, and I know the animated show had the more comical version of Clayface, which is hysterical. But like I said, the Batman animated show had I think 4 great episodes with him in it. I think it was two-parters with Clayface in it, which was especially the first one was really haunting when Batman had him trapped in that TV studio, and all the different faces started popping up, and he started just going crazy trying to replicate those faces and stuff. And it was just again great show. That was a great show. Batman the Animated Show is just a fantastic show, and I'm glad they're making a Clayface movie. Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. In the description box are links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. You check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my merchandise store. As you can see, I'm wearing my Trade Passes shirt. That's one logo, and then I also have the spherical circles. Those are the 2 designs I have on my merchandise in my store. Okay, I have it on T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, water bottles, teddy bears for men, women, unisex. Follow the link; it'll take you to my merchandise store. Also, please give this video a thumbs up; it helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trade Passes saying so long, and take care.